At 38, I never thought I'd feel so alone in my own home. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Married to a successful man, living in a beautiful suburban house, and carrying the title of wife that many envied. But behind closed doors, I felt like a ghost in my own life. My husband traveled constantly. Work, he always said. 1 week stretched into 2, sometimes a month. And when he came back, he was present in body but never truly there. We spoke in brief sentences, polite but distant. The warmth, the connection, the laughter, it had all faded over time. I kept going because that's what I'd been taught to do. Keep the home clean. Smile for the neighbors. Stay strong. But something inside me had started to crack. I didn't feel like a woman anymore. I felt like a placeholder. And then my stepson Aiden came home from college for spring break. He was 22. Tall, thoughtful and respectful. I'd helped raise him since he was in middle school. Our relationship had always been a little formal, more like coexisting than bonding. But this time it felt different. He noticed things, little things my husband hadn't acknowledged in years. "You changed your hair," he said the first evening home. "It suits you." I was surprised he'd even noticed. I smiled politely, but inside I felt a warmth I hadn't felt in a long time. Over the next few days we spent more time together. Cooking dinner, going grocery shopping, watching old movies on the couch. It was innocent. But somewhere in those shared moments, something subtle shifted. I began to feel like myself again. Funny, open, seen. One rainy afternoon the power went out. The house dimmed, and Aiden lit candles without being asked. He poured 2 glasses of wine and sat across from me at the kitchen table. The storm outside made everything feel quieter, more intimate. "You're always holding everyone together," he said gently. "Does anyone ever ask how you feel?" That question cut through me. Had no answer. No one had asked, not in years. I looked up at him, and for a moment, it wasn't just my stepson sitting across from me. It was a man who saw through the mask I wore every day. A man who noticed the tiredness in my eyes and the silence I'd learned to live with. His hand brushed against mine as we reached for the same bottle. My heart jumped. I pulled my hand back quickly, but the feeling lingered. Nothing happened that night, not physically, but emotionally. A wall inside me had cracked wide open. The next day, we both pretended nothing had shifted. But I saw it in his glances, in the way he lingered in the kitchen when I was cooking, or how he asked me about my dreams. Dreams I had long given up on. I tried to remind myself of boundaries. I was married. I was supposed to be strong. But something about being seen after years of being invisible, it was addictive. It never crossed a line. He didn't have to. His kindness, his attention, it was enough to shake my world. On the last night before he returned to college, we sat on the porch, watching the stars. The air was quiet still. "I don't want to mess up your life," he said softly. "But I want you to know, you deserve more than just being someone's afterthought." I couldn't respond. I didn't know how. The next morning he left early. No hugs, no goodbyes. Just a quiet look before the door shut behind him. My husband returned 2 days later. Same as always. Business stories, small talk, souvenirs from his trip. He didn't notice the distant look in my eyes or the silence I'd fallen into. He never asked what I'd done while he was gone. And I didn't offer. Aiden sent one message weeks later. "Please take care of yourself. You deserve that." I read it twice. Then I deleted it. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared too much. Now I go through each day with a mask that fits a little too well. I laugh at the right times. Cook dinner. Answer emails. But inside, I carry the memory of a week when someone truly saw me. The real story here isn't about betrayal or forbidden emotion. It's about how easily someone can lose themselves in silence. And how powerful it can be to finally feel noticed. Sometimes, all it takes is one person seeing the truth in your eyes to remind you that you're still alive.